Hey, how are
Hi,
you?
Makuma, Jeff.
I am very well. How are you? Let me first sort my camera, then we'll be good to go. Hey, Serenity, Matovu, Irene, we thank you guys for joining. I know it's been almost a month since we last did a conversation. And like I always like to introduce ourselves, is we thought these conversations would be good for our clients. Good
Yeah.
because there's a lot of information that as vendors we have
Yeah.
and the client needs but cannot access. So I thought it would be beautiful for us to have conversation as vendors so we get some questions answered. And today we are privileged
Jeff,
to
is
have,
my sound okay?
it is okay on my end. I don't know if the guys that are watching, it's them that need to tell us if we have any echoes or anything. I tried to sort the echo issue the last time we did it live.
I can also hear you.
So yes, we thought that we needed to have such conversations. And today we are privileged to have a friend in the industry, to have one whose job people have many questions about. Yet being a wedding photographer, I know that it is very important. Someone is saying my earphone is being funny. Yeah, I don't know why.
They keep falling.
So,
I noticed.
they keep falling and they are distracting. Let me try to remove so you see if the sound is good. If the sound is good, I can do without them. As advised last time that if I put earphones, the sound will be okay. I think they should be okay there. So yeah, today we are joined by a friend of ours, a friend who is into the wedding business industry and has been doing it for the longest time. I was having a conversation with her a few days ago, and she told me how long she has done it. I was in shock, as pleasantly surprised. So I will not speak for her. I will, however, let her speak for herself. Once she tell us about her company, I'm sorry guys, but I think I'm going to remove these things. Serene says you look so beautiful. Oh guys, the makeup and hair is by Serene Beauty. Mawanda Road. A quick one. Let me remove the earphones. Guys, let me remove the earphones. You tell me if the sound is okay. I can do without them. Okay. Jackie, you're going to have to speak. If they don't have echoes, then we'll go without the earphones.
Okay.
Nicholas,
okay.
Serena, is the sound okay? Does she have feedback? Oh, we're waiting for...
I can hear you. I don't know if other people are getting me very well.
We will wait for them to tell us if you have feedback. Good people, we are waiting on you to start.
Serene Beauty, do we have feedback? Like when I speak?
Nicholas says there's no feedback. So great, we can have the conversation. So, good people, let me introduce, please use your headphones. Wow. I'm being asked to use the headphones again. Okay. My ears are quite small, I think, from the last time.
We need to work on your headphones.
My sound is better here. Okay. Okay, guys, I've put the earphones back on. Jackie looks perfect. She looks stunning. Her makeup and hair was done by Serene Beauty Uganda. She's on Mawanda Road. And Jackie, good to have you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Good to have you. You are a wedding planner.
Yeah, I am a wedding planner. I'm an wedding planner. Yeah, but very passionate about weddings.
Very passionate about weddings. So you don't do only weddings, you do everything, events.
Yeah, every kind of event, corporate event, that is like team building, conferences. Yeah, but I'm very passionate about weddings because there's a story. There's you develop many things for. Then you get personal. You see, with a conference, they'll tell you do this, and then you go do execute and go. But weddings, it's a journey. So, yeah.
So yeah, would you like to tell us what the company is called?
Yeah, I'm called Jackie Nantesa,
Mm-hmm.
a wedding planner with stress-free and serene events. Normally, when I say the word stress-free, people laugh, and yeah, but it has to come with where I got the idea from, the carrying of the
Mm-hmm.
stress. People were stressed when I was doing these things back then, and then I'm like, why don't I carry the stress? So stress-free and serene events.
So it's free. And how long have you been in business?
We are coming to 7 years, but we first it was informal. You know, you go do the wedding and go back home like that. We started the company in 2017.
Stress Free has been in business for what, 7 years? And
Yeah.
you, oh, apologies. My powers just decided to be funny to go right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, yes, 7 years in the business. Um, I like to use an example of my grandmother. My grandmother doesn't understand these things. You tell her there's a wedding planner. I'm doing a wedding and
Mm,
there's a wedding planner. She'll be like,
mm,
but what is that? We've had events of your elder siblings and we didn't need a planner. Why
mm.
a planner? So, Jackie, you're going to tell us why would one need a wedding planner?
Why you need a wedding planner? A planner helps you. Uh, they put you on the right path. You see, when you decide to have an event, you have very many ideas. Ladies start
Mm,
dreaming from when they are young, from when they're putting on that small white Cinderella dress. They're attending weddings. They're like, I want to be like that. So along the way in secondary, at the university, as you attend events, social media, YouTube, or what you watch on TV, there are very many ideas. So when you decide to get married, if you go with such a mind, you get confused along the way. You can seem to think you've figured out everything, like things are figured out. I know where I'm going to get this. But you confuse the vendors, and at some point they will deliver what they can, but you never blame them for delivering well. So when you have a planner, we calm you down. You're like, okay, we know you love this, but what
mm,
exactly do you like? Or how can we also bring in your spouse? We have people along the way, like the lady takes charge of the whole event. They don't consider what the guy thinks. So we sit the two down and ask them. We listen to their interests. We listen to their story, how they started. Out of that, we come up with a concept. We come up with a concept and a theme of, it's like a roadmap of, okay, there's this, there's that, there's this service provider, there's that, but this is the path we are going to take. We are doing a theme. We are doing I've realized you like probably a royal. You've always wanted to be a royal. You've always
mm,
admired like those weddings for the royals. So
mm,
we start cutting out things that do not lead to giving you a royal wedding. Then
mm,
we also understand your budget. You're like, now this is the money I have. So as much as I
mm,
want to give you a royal wedding, there's a level I will not reach given the budget you've told me you're going to use. After
mm,
understanding your budget, we come up with the service providers. We've been in the business. There are very many wonderful service providers. But when you
mm,
get them on a side where you don't even understand what you want, they might never deliver. You see, the service provider is not bad. You've told them, bring music, they bring music. But you are a person of back in the 90s, and the DJ they are giving you is the latest DJ who cannot do back in the 90s. So we are
mm,
able to outsource the service providers, tell them the concept. We sell them the concept that we are going to move by. This is our concept. This is back in the 90s. And
mm,
supervise them, do the demos, the trials. All you have to do is keep with your life. If you're working, you go work. If you're
mm,
having facial appointments, you go do that, spa,
mm,
counseling. I will call you, I
mm,
will send you, do you like this color? Or we shall do a demo and I send you, this is the demo. This is our roadmap. We keep you updated. That's why I call it carrying the stress. It is a hustle, running downtown, buy this. All I have to do is get you a few minutes, bring in my
mm,
tuxedo guy. He does the measurements, he goes. After some day, I book an appointment with you. They bring the try on. I'm like, change that, adjust this. And your tuxedo is done without you moving, without you going to be the one sourcing. Because I understand your story and your taste, and we've agreed on the plan. And then before the wedding, there are pre-set up activities like we are the venue. You realize you can book a garden venue and then someone doesn't even slash the venue. The person, the guy in charge of the tent delivers the tent and the place is not slashed. So we are the ones to make sure the venue is according to the agreed service level agreement. And then the tent is arriving, the decorator is arriving, the whole concept is being executed under our watch or supervision or management. All you have to do is go memorize your vows, think of your next step, and come and get married. That's why we call it stress-free. We give you an exquisite, stress-free event, but still customized to you. It has to speak to you even after years. You've seen these people, the old generation, they play their first dance and they get up to dance. Like, oh, that was our first dance. Because they had a chance to choose the first dance. These days, you bring a DJ, no one is telling the DJ, and guess what? They play anything. After 20 years, you listen to this thing and you're like, wait. Yeah. After the event, you're going for your honeymoon, you're tired. If you rented a gown, we are the ones taking back the gowns. We are the ones doing all this feedback. If the decorator is having a problem picking the chairs from the hotel, they'll call me, not you on honeymoon. Well, guess what? This hotel has locked my chairs inside. I'm the one to handle that as you rest. Otherwise, you'll be the one getting the call that the hotel has confiscated the chairs because I picked them late. All these things. Yeah. That is
so I see you deal with everyone. You deal with the service providers. You are literally running the whole event.
Yes.
Where then does the bride come in? Does the bride, the couple, are they able to choose their vendors, or you get to choose?
No. They choose their vendors. Why? In understanding, you see that first bit I talked about, in understanding their interest, and we understand the concept, I will come up with a list of vendors. And in options, I'm not going to force you, oh, this is your must. You must use this person. No, I'll give you options, and I'll give you the reasons why I'm giving you an option. Or for example, you want this saloon, but it is in Insanji, and our reception is in Mukono. It doesn't add up. So I automatically cut off that person, with not because the vendor is not a nice person, unless we are willing to carry that vendor to Mukono. So I'll give you the options. We serve your interests, not our interests. It's not about Jackie. No. Even if you have some service providers, actually, you can bring them on board. You're like, look here, Jackie, I've never seen this person do something nice. Can you talk to them? Yes, I go there, look at the package. We discuss the package and understand that even when the bride Zana has chosen you, she is going to get value for money. So I even work with service providers that I have not specifically selected. Yeah, so they are in the process. I do not take a decision as Jackie. I involve them, but remotely, either on WhatsApp. If we are coming for a meeting, you realize some people visit like 7 venues before they arrive on the venue they want. So that is waste of time. After understanding a concept, if I should be able to come up with at least 3 venues, and within those 3 venues, I rank them on who is going to give you the best concept. And within that, and the available budget, I'm sure you're the one to make the choice of I want vendor A or B.
I'll ask this person. Have you had cases where the couple doesn't want to tell you the exact budget? Because they know if they told you the exact budget, it would, because sometimes when people come to vendors, they want to look out for the least package that they can, Yeah. So
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
say, for example, if someone came and told me, if someone had a budget of, say, $3,000 for photography and video, yeah,
I
and
want to
they came
spend
and,
$3,000.
now, they might not tell me they have 3,000.
Mm.
They would come and ask questions and all that. Then maybe it will arrive at 3,000, even 2,000. But then you reach a point where someone had the money, but they were hesitant to throw it in there because they think, hey, if I tell Jeffrey I have 3,000, they might give me a 2K package at 3K. Have you had such cases where people are not really forthcoming? And does it affect your work?
You see, budget, we have stages of doing that whole budget. We start from what do you want? You get. So I first give you your wishes. Whether they are costing how much, I give you that budget. And then you look at it, you're like, no, Jack, I can't afford this. You get. Now we start adjusting. We start moving variables on the budget. You get. So at the end of the day, we shall reach where you are comfortable. Even when you're not telling me that this is the amount of money I have on the account. Because when you dream, when I meet you, I let you dream. I let you go wild. Even if you want to say you want in Tanzania, you want a destination wedding, it's the budget I'll give you. And then later you tell me like, no, what, Jackie, come back. Let's leave Kenya. Let's now do Uganda. In the process, you see, you've paid me to go through that process. You've paid me to move that journey with you. It's not one day decision. You get. You will tell me, and then I will see you want a Action Falls by the riverbank, you know? And then I tell you, you know what? Okay, right now the rates are a bit low because of COVID, but initially, peak season, those guys can be at $397 booking in. Then I'll tell you, you know what? All your guests have to pay for the accommodation, and the night is $397. You're like, oh no, come back. I can't afford Action Falls. So we move that journey with you. At the end of the day, we realize we can't afford Action Falls. We can still get a destination wedding, but probably at Buvi Lodge, which is in Kampala. We are not moving that kind of distance. The accommodation rates are a bit what? Some people can come in the morning. Yeah. So that's how I handle budget.
No, that's great. Jackie, what is the difference between a wedding planner, a decorator, and there's something else, a wedding something? I've written it down on powers because I can't see some of my notes.
Yeah, I've had that question where someone asks you, a wedding planner, so do you decorate? And yeah, so many people confuse that too. So I'm going to start with a decorator. Oh, I think you want to say a wedding, someone is styling the wedding. You get?
Yeah,
so
wedding styler. Yeah,
stylist. A decorator will decorate the reception. If they are to extend their service, it's probably to the bridal cars and the bouquets. You get? So if they are planning, if they are working, if they are thinking on how to execute their job, their mind, it might not be the mind. They might not do. They might know how to do the rest, but their agreement stops on beautifying the reception. You get? Now, not all wedding decorators know how to do concepts. You get? There are decorators who they can decorate. I mean, we all know a table will have this and this. A concept and theme and customizing is different. But in Uganda, I'm happy to say that we have decorators who do that. They can sit down and think of like, we are going to have a rustic theme event. We are going to have a back in the 90s. We are going to have royal. You get? And they execute the decoration. Now, the difference is that if you have a planner, first of all, can do decoration in-house. In other words, the company can plan the entire event at the same time, decorate that event.
That event.
Yes. But at the same time, a planner can have the concept because they've moved the journey, they've understood the budget of the client, they've understood what the client wants, they have developed a concept. So a planner can still hire or subcontract a decorator to come and decorate. So in the process, they sell the concept to the decorator they've hired. And they will also make sure the decorator they've hired, executes that concept. Now, a planner also has a job to take the concept to all other departments of the wedding. For example, if I'm doing a rustic event and I'm a planner and I've already identified my decorator, or I'm going to decorate it myself, and we know, yes, the reception has to have the wood, we are bringing in some forestry, you get. I will also, now I hire you, Makula Pictures, to come and take photos. When I'm choosing where to take the photos, I'll probably take you to like forest cottages in Bukoto. Because I want my concept to still appear in the photos, in the photo shoot. You see, when you have a very nice decorator who is going to execute the reception is rustic, but then the rustic thing, we are not seeing it elsewhere. So I'll make sure it's appearing in the tuxedo, in the gown. I'll bring in probably some lace, some ivory, you get. There are these caterers, Exceed Catering. Their setup, their table setup is rustic. You know, they are not just giving you the food. They'll bring in some pallets, they'll bring in some wood. So when I come to an event, I'll call that a rustic event. From the dressing to the, even when I see the photos later that were taken at forest cottages, when I see the food set up by, let's say, Exceed Catering. Otherwise, if you ensure that the decorator has done a rustic theme and then you don't have a planner, we shall have our normal table setups, you know, where they bring that white cutting and put the warmers. Like, okay, we have the nice food, but the concept, the theme is not cutting across. That's the difference between a planner. So a planner is taking up responsibility and the risk of executing the whole concept in all departments. Even if a decorator makes the place so beautiful, but when the bride has appeared late at church, they've made us skip, like we were supposed to have our event, like the vows at midday, and they push us to 4. We are bringing a very unhappy bride to a very beautiful reception. So at the end of the day, as a planner, I'm not successful. So I cannot say I gave you a successful event. So that is the difference between a decorator and a planner.
I like the difference. From all you've explained, I see you run the event.
Yes.
Does that mean I Jeffrey Senakula, if I were to get married tomorrow,
yes,
Serena is always bullying me. Do I then need a committee if you can do everything?
Yes and no. You don't need a committee if you hired me.
Okay.
But we still appreciate our African culture. I do not take up a job and I give you a condition that you don't put your committee on me. No, I'm open to work with a committee. They can supervise me or what. At the end of the day, when they know I'm doing a nice job, they work hand in hand with me. So we shall still execute even when your chairman organizing committee abandons the venue to go home and pick the wife. You get, I mean, who is in charge? For us, we shall still work. I mean, the guy in charge of transport is your best friend, but the child woke up ill in the morning. So they will not be there. For us, we are there to still do our job. So you can have your committee or you can decide not to have your committee. But if family wants to be involved, they want to support you, it's okay. But you will realize at the end of the day, after serving food, committee gets so excited and happy, and you can't find one person. You only see them when you're giving them cake later at the
Cake.
end. By now. Yeah, so.
I
But
hear
for
you.
us, we are still responsible. Even when the event is done, we are collecting these things that were rented. They have to go back because your ID, your national ID, was left at a bridal store. You get. Committee got excited, and everyone, I mean, that we've done the job, That's what they will say. But the gown is lost. You come back, you don't have a national ID, you have to pay damages. So for us, we are still alert to make sure the gown has to go back.
So you bring that in. I was going to ask, at what point in your journey, when does your job end? Also, before you answer that, when do you think is the right time that the couple should book a wedding planner?
A couple should book a wedding planner from start. When they say we want to get married, you see, even choosing church, trust me, you would need some advice, because you love some venue in Serena, and then you love some church somewhere. You get, and then the problems with planning an event all start from reconciling ideas. Clients come in when they have very many ideas from friends, from things they've copied everywhere. They have many photos, you get, and they start the journey. When they start the journey, even when you're telling someone, I need to do a concept, everything is already mixed up. You get it? So if you ask me, from the time you decide to get married, you will have a stress-free event if you
hire a planner right away.
If you get a planner from the start, I mean, all you have to do is, I will go to church, I even have this information. I have some people on my speed dial, like, you have to go book, let's say Fatuma Asha, you want Fatuma Asha, you go there, they tell you she's not around, then, you want to go and so that she does your gown. Then after some time, they're like, now she's out of the country, now she'll come back. And I'll just text Fatuma Asha and she'll tell me the day we should just appear. So I save you the time from the start.
Oh. Then also, when does your journey end? Does it end after the reception, after the last dance, the first dance at the reception, or?
As per contract.
As a planner, as per contract.
As per contract. I've planned honeymoons for some of my couples. I've sent them to Dubai, where I have to make sure the people in Dubai welcome them. I've sent some to Bad, I've sent some to Maction Falls, I've sent some to Kenya. So as per contract, if you still pay me as per contract, then I'm still alert till, let's say you've gone to Dubai, and I'm alert till the car picks you from the airport after your honeymoon and takes you back home. Probably that's when my job stops. So, yeah. Okay, if it's not immediately after the wedding, then when I get in my car and go home, yeah.
Ray Rogers is asking in the comments, do you have a website? What is your contact? How can they reach you? Also, before you answer that, the good people that are joining, that's just joined us, we thank you for joining us. I'm sure this interview or conversation, we'll have it after this. We'll record it, and it will be on our Instagram Live, and it will be, I'm sure, uploaded to Jackie's Instagram TV, and then so the conversation can go on from here. Now, you're going to ask to answer Roy and tell us rather how can people get this information? Do you have a website? Do you have what's your location? How do you operate? Stuff like that.
Yeah, we have a website. We have a website, www.stressfreeandserene.com. Then we also have a Facebook page, I think, which is more active. Stress-free weddings. Yes, stress-free.
It's more active.
Yeah, stress-free weddings, and on Facebook there's a WhatsApp button. The moment you click on it,
Action button.
yeah, so the moment you click on it, the message will directly come to me. So a planner is not supposed to stress the client. So all you have to do is reach out of like, hi, I need your services. Or you have a question, we shall answer you and understand how we can reach you. You see, we come to save. People are in offices working. So when you start telling them, come, what, so we usually like doing appointments. Like, can we meet at this time? When is it so convenient for you?
What, Jackie, what are the advantages of a couple going to Serenity or Makula or Paramount directly over coming to you as a planner? Do they have discounts when they come to you? Do you have relationships with some of these vendors that you work with that I know if I went to Makula, the package could be 1K or 2K. But if I went through a planner, and this planner being yourself, I could get a discount. Do you have arrangements with most of your vendors that it actually benefits me as a couple, as a groom and bride, to come through you to negotiate the rates?
Yeah, we help you save because we get you very nice discounted packages. The advantage is, let me use, like you've said, Serene Beauty. I think Serene Beauty will never get tired of me saying, okay, I know that's the price, but the discounts you get. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, Jackie, for you, there's a relationship we've built over time. That is the first thing. So there's a discount, so you're saving on money. Then we reach at Serene Beauty, and then there's something they call like an extra, an after sale service. So I'm like, Serene Beauty, please, can you add a tiara? You get, can you do this for my couple?
And that wasn't in the budget.
Yeah, above the package you've paid, you get. Which, I mean, it's a business. She doesn't also do it for me like all the time. I'm not saying like, but there's an extra I could easily get for you because of our relationship. Second of all, I'm going to use now your Makula pictures. Someone hires Makula pictures. Me as Jackie, I know Jeff delivers. I know Jeff will appear on time. I know Jeff won't disappoint. I know if Jeff gets a problem, if the worst came to the worst, he will call me, we'll have a discussion, and I will have a reliable backup. Now, Jeff, you're hired where Jack is not, or a planner is not in the in that space. And then they give you an auntie to supervise or to be in charge of photography. Before you even blink at 5, they're calling you. They are calling
they call
you.
at 4.
At 4, Jeff, where are you? The bride has already started. You're not taking photos. Now, and then you're like, my God, I'm coming. On your, from where you're staying to the saloon, you're already having like 100 calls. I won't pay you. They're insulting. Do you not have your balance? I won't pay you. Blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the day, even when you come to do the job, you're not happy. You're not happy. And even when you want, and even if you wanted to give them, let's say, an extra board, you're like, oh, no, I won't give. They made an auntie supervise me. She did not understand my ethics. She rough-rided my boys. I'm not, you get. But if Jackie is in charge, the auntie will call me. Jackie, are you aware? Are you aware that Jeff has not yet arrived? I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. I know when to call Jeff when the worst came to the worst. And with the relationship I have with Jeff, Jeff is even comfortable to call me if the battery card doesn't start in the morning. He won't get scared because, I mean, when there's a problem and we all get to know the problem, I have to think first. Any planner has to have the damage control skills, the problem solving skills. So you openly tell me, Jackie H2, I'm not yet on my way. Micah did this. So I'm like, okay, where are the other boys? Can the other boys come and start? I want you here by this time. So there's a very nice relationship along the way, and in the end the couples don't know that that's how they get service delivered. When you're frustrating this vendor, even if they wanted to give you the best, And you know, there's this perceived knowledge about the market of the service providers. Abobayai, we shall hold money back. We shall keep balances. We won't pay. The committees, when the committees are coming for you guys, they are they are charged. But when they have your representative, vendors should know that a planner is your representative on the committee. Everything, I have to funnel all the abuses that someone is trying to direct to a photographer or a decorator. I'm like, I will handle. So there's a big advantage, if you ask me, going through me, or you might think going through me, you're spending a lot of money, but in the end, you're still spending that money and not getting the service.
I hear you. The guys that have just joined us, we thank you so much for joining. We are here with a good friend, Jackie. Jackie is a wedding planner. You will join the conversation later after this is done. Oh, I'm sorry for my hand. I think COVID made my ears become smaller. My earphones don't fit anymore, so I have to support. So I have to support them. I'm here. Let me see if we have any questions in the comments. Serena says relationships are really key. Serena, I ask that you give us about 4 questions. I want us to fire Jackie questions. I have done about 15.
Wow.
So I request that
have I answered your questions?
and you have answered me so well. And for me, some of them were really personal. Being in the industry for some time, the things that I see, and I was having a conversation, I think 2 months ago with a wedding MC.
Yeah.
And he was telling me of, it was Chamagelo who are here on Instagram. The kavuyo that happens. Sometimes it's just a committee. You reach the event and the photographer is meeting the MC for the first time. The cake people, like everyone is, there's no...
They're trying to
MC,
Google them, so...
like and you see a mess, and people invested a lot of money in this wedding. But then now, telling me what you're telling me now, I see the need for a planner. Also because, you know, I'm not married yet, so I don't know. Maybe one would say I can't speak out of experience. But sometimes you reach these events. I know you're excited, it's your wedding and all that. But I might not be married. But I've shot over 80 weddings. I know how some of these things work. And I think for me, my take home here for a planner is I see everything that you do at the day of the event is coming from a place of, one, this is my event. And the other thing, your name says it, like stress-free. I want my bride and groom to be non-stress.
Yes.
Or if there is a relative that is quite funny, we all have those uncles in the families who, man, the person gave you 3 million on your wedding. You really can't say much, but it's messing up your event. Yeah, I like when you say that, hey, I'm ready to endure all the abuses.
Yeah,
your goal being that the events, you know, the event gets done well. So for me, I think that's my takeaway. Yeah, and I wish anyone who watches this now or later takes that, because we all have families where it's a trick. You have an uncle who not even your father can talk to them. And they mess up your event. Or you have someone who gave you 5 million for the wedding and they want to run it like their wedding. And the bride or groom, Bambi, can't say anything because someone gave them 5 million. So that is where you push a Jackie there to go and be the, you know.
But
I love your skin.
The beauty of planning a wedding, you can even go to these homes, you understand these parents, so they make you your friend. They make you someone they can talk to, and when they notice the talent and the skill, They will not just push the idea on you now. They'll be like, Jackie, I know they wanted this. Hey, I was thinking something like this. What do you think? So they are consulting you. They're not pushing the idea on you. Like, no, that's nice. But you know, it would lead us to this and this. Like, kale tuchireke. So in the end, that trouble doesn't even reach the couple. You get it? And in the wedding, we are organized people. We've drafted like a program. We even have a meeting of all service providers. So I normally call all these people to meet and harmonize. You see, I don't have these issues where the sound guy is fighting with the camera guy because the camera wants to charge. Yeah, and when
that happens many times.
Yeah, the camera guy wants to charge, and then the sound guy is saying, no, you can't charge. Why didn't you bring your own wiring? Guess
what? The camera person?
Yes, we are even missing a clip. So there's no that kind of selfishness in my kind of events. Why? I will use people that I know that can even work together. Then I will put a meeting of these service providers. Come, let's understand that this is my roadmap. My program usually starts from like either a Thursday or the Wednesday. From picking gowns, bridesmaids' dresses, to the first setup. You see, the decorator is on the venue, and the tent, the rectangle, the person with tables has brought round tables. Yet our setup is rectangle, and then the decorator is like, "Hello." Imagine they are calling the bride about that. The person on the table, they've brought a different table, and they're making it a big deal. So I harmonize my service providers to know this is our concept, this is the roadmap. If there's anything, call me. So I'm like, at the end of the day, a few concerts, actually almost to none, reach the couple. A few concerts or none reach the couple. So for them, they are just seeing happiness. I mean, people celebrating, but we handle the behind the scenes. And let me tell you, the behind the scenes is never easy. The reason why you need to pay a planner is that they go through a lot for you. They go through a lot for you. And if you're a very nice planner, you cannot sleep. You cannot put your head down when something is going wrong. In fact, even when everything seems figured out, your intention of how will it be. And the best payment of a planner is a successful event where the couple is
someone needs to tweet that. The best what? The last line was what?
I've said many things. The best payment.
The best payment of a planner.
Yes, the best payment of a wedding planner is a successful event. So give them the trust. Give them the team they can work with and let them execute the event. My best happiness is I usually, especially if it's like a multiplex tent, those marquee tents, I stand aside at night where no one is seeing me and I see the happiness, the celebration, and I'm like, yes, we did it. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I have a question from Emma Desire. Oh,
yes.
My inquiry goes to Jackie. Events planning seems like a big responsibility. Do you work alone or do you have a team to support you? After that, I'll ask something. Serenity ask something. First, you could please take on that.
Yes, we have a team. You can't do this alone. We can't do this alone. Especially we have the in-house, the must attend team, and then we have the ushers. Those ones when we are bringing ushers on board, it depends on the number of guests. Yeah, you'll have waiters, you'll have the ushers, the meet and greet. So the team comprised of that. That's our organization structure. So, but we have like a venue manager, the logistic person, someone like, the timekeeper, someone. And I'm like, overall, I'm a planner. I will wake up like the final day. I will wake up. I'm always the first. If there's Kasuzekatia, I will make sure Is custody happening? Like, has the team, have they arrived? Do they have what it requires them to give them? The woman, where are we meeting the woman? Salon. I'm the one coordinating of the makeup artist. Hold on, we are finishing with salon. Now the makeup artist come. Yeah, so for me, I usually start the day with the bride, because I never ever want to take the bride to church late, or the groom's entourage. No. So I have people on the venue making sure, yeah, music is set by 10, cake is here by midday, band has done a sound check, the decor is done by midday. I have all those people. So yes, it's a
All right. Serenity is asking, what is the greatest value you are adding to people planning weddings in this COVID time?
Yeah, COVID time to me is made wedding planning very realistic. Why? In the past, I've planned weddings of 30 guests, 40 guests. That's what people didn't know, that someone would wake up, even with the money, even with a lot of money, and you're like, I want a wedding of 40 guests. I want a wedding of 30. That's small. And the money would be there, and you make something small and intimate. And in my experience, small weddings have the best bond, the best story, the best connection. So that is the first thing I add value to my couples of, calm down. We are going to have the best wedding. Because when someone is trying to wed in COVID, they think it's a compromise. Yeah, there are very many people who are happy with very many guests. But like, to bring you back to reality, it is real that you can have a very small, intimate wedding, and you make it so beautiful. Then the other things that came up when COVID hit, there was a reaction of denial. People were in denial. People were in shock. There was hope of it ending so fast, but guess what? COVID is going to be here for quite some time. So we helped people some people canceled. And guess what? You have to go to get your list of service providers, and you're like, hello, we are canceling. Hello, we are canceling. And then we have to handle those service level agreements. The agreements were saying non-refundable within this time, or half. Yeah, we are the ones to handle that. The couple really, they don't have to go through that. Then there is rescheduling. Like, you have to call Makula Pictures, where you're like, are you available 12th December? And it's like, yes, I'm available. Then you start saying, now 12th December is a candidate date. And then you call Serena Beauty, like, are you available 12th December? And then she's like, no, I'm not available. So imagine having to get a pool of service providers and learn on one other date that you can postpone to in the near future. That is something we are adding. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Our time is fast spent. Let me shoot a few quick ones. Well, my power is back, so I can read the questions that I did try to write down. One, what do you think are the qualities that one Jeffrey Semakula should look out for when choosing or looking for a planner?
A planner should be creative. A planner should be creative, because these people know what they want. So what are you bringing on the table? If you start telling me your story, let's say you met at where did you meet your fiancé? I mean, one day you had gone for live band, and then you met your fiancé there. So my mind should be that rolling to think of, how can I make that, how can I bring that memory in the wedding story, so that even if they ever watch their video sometime, they will know, like, the wedding will always refer to the time they met. So a planner should be so creative. A planner should have the market knowledge. Like, they should be able to research 24/7 to know what are the trends. A planner having relationships, like, if you asked me, can you call at Serena right now? And can you call at Pearl of Africa Hotel right now? Can you call Chove in Maxon Falls? Jackie, can you call in Kenya? I should be able to do that, and I can do that. So in your conversation with your planner, you will see the pointers: creative, the market knowledge. You know, you should be able to have these relationships with the service providers, that you can harmonize them and manage the event. You should be able to have that team to pull it off.
All right. Thank you so much. The event is asking, as a wedding planner, when do you hand over? Like, when does your service end? Are you involved in the post-production, or is it only until the D-Day? Events is it? You already answered that. No, I think he meant in the context that yes, Makula did the photography and all that.
Yeah.
Do you follow up to see that Makula has delivered, like they said they would?
Photography, yes. Even if I do, actually, you've not done an event, you've not finished the event. If the couple don't have their, the album and the video, yes. Even if our contract says we stop after the wedding, I still have to follow up to know that Makula will be busy. Are they editing my work? Are they doing it the right way? Yeah.
Oh, another person is asking, how much do you charge for your service? How are the pricing? Is it per percentage, or my budget's percentage, or you have a professional fee, then the other things just fall in?
As all planners, or you're asking what is the pricing policy of planners, or as Jackie?
The pricing policy of Jackie.
Yeah. So normally, probably like abroad, they do commissions on the budget. If your budget is this, they say 10%, 20%. Yeah, but in Uganda, it's really not like that. It's a service fee of I start working, because I mean, some people hire you in Jan when the wedding is in December. And imagine they hired you in Jan and there was a wedding in December, and then COVID hit in March. And then you're the one still rescheduling and all that. So it's a service fee on the value we give. You get, you can even have a wedding of 40 guests, but you're taking us all over. Indian culture, if you're doing like an Indian wedding, it might be for a few guests, but it takes like a week. It takes like a week. So you might have an event in Munyonyo, then you have another rehearsal dinner at Sky's Hotel, then the other day you're in Chico. So it's also the amount of work that someone is going to do.
I see. So, let me see if you have any other question. You have done it. You have did it. You have.
Thank you, Jeff.
I really appreciate this conversation. It answers many questions. Yeah, it answers many questions, and I always like to say, when we had the other conversation, I think the first fun conversation we had.
Yes.
It was flowing. It was beautiful because I was speaking to someone who understands my language. Who understands my frustrations. Who understands. And you mentioned earlier, we have brides. You are very sure church is at midday. With experience, the makeup person is going to start working on them at like 8, and they're calling me at 5. And usually the person the person who calls the second time, the language is not very good. And you ably pointed it out. You're going to this event.
You're not happy.
You're already biased. You're not happy. One, they've insulted you. Chances are they've insulted you. Two, there's a chance that you're going to sit at that hotel for 3 hours without shooting any images because they're not ready,
Yeah, they're still doing makeup.
This is information that you be there and then the makeup artist comes 2 hours later and you're like, all right.
Okay.
And then these are things that our people need to know. Then they ought to plan better. Yeah. You mentioned something about the bride coming to the reception and they are stressed,
Yeah, so you got very nice decoration and the decoration is nice. Yes, the decorator has executed it, but guess what? The couple is not happy. They are frustrated and even the other vendors are also not delivering. There are people who have quarreled on the microphones, like this DJ, the sound is bad. You get? And you know, people be like, there are very many people who actually masquerade as planners, but they're somehow brokers. Like, how much is your planner asking you? All that money? No, 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 no. I'll get you music. I'll get you so and so. And then the guy's like, how much is music? 700. Then when you tell a client, the client is like, imagine the planner was telling me 1.5 or 1 million. You get? And this guy did not ask how many bass beams are they giving us? How many are those sound heads are they giving us? You get? They just brought us music. So that day, it's one bass beam and it's like a drum. Do. You get? That's your broker. And guess what? You don't want to pay a planner because you think you're saving money. The broker will even charge a commission on the service provider they brought. So later, when you actually engage your service provider, but how can you bring me one bass beam? It's like, now it's sent to one phantom. It's like, how much? I paid you 1 million. Then the the service provider is like, really? You gave me 500,000. You had better speak to me well. Yeah, we've had people go to jail for those things. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I've heard some of those stories. And I was going to ask casually, are you certified? Do I wake up one day and say, hey, now I'm a planner. I know a thing or two about events. I can call Musti, I can call Serena, I can call...
You're a broker.
Oh, no.
You're a broker. That's not a planner. I have really tried. I keep researching. I keep reading. And I think I'm almost finishing my new skill academy course. I'm soon going to be having that certificate of a professional wedding planner from the US. So we are certified and we don't stop reading. Yeah, you don't stop researching. Trust the process. Trust the process. Research, learn, go to the people who have been in this. Don't beat them up. Instead, join them, understand how they do it, and let them teach you better. I have people who have mentored me, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Again, the way time keeps flying. It's already 2. We had an hour. I'm sure we have a few minutes. I'll let you give us your final words, really.
Final words. Yeah. So I know wedding planning or event management is it's an idea people think is a luxury. You get like, you know what? When you tell someone you're a planner, it's like, I can't afford those things. The thing is that you can afford them. You're just not moving the variables on your budget so well. You don't want to be a planner. And then you meet a decorator. The decorator is nice. Then they give you a quotation. And then you adopt that quotation. In some way, you might, if you understood your concept and your direction with a planner, you might not need all that. Okay?
Jackie, they're warning me here that we have a few seconds. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much.
We appreciate. This is going to be recorded. You will see it on the IG TV. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye. Nice. Thank you.
All right.